Hey viewers, welcome to another game of the Casual Pro Gamer. Today we're doing game number 2 between aTn and Socke as the well-known, very high-profile gamer in the top left. He is playing Protoss just like his opponent, who is AcRo, which is a player I've never heard of. I mean, the previous game was the first game I saw of him, and yeah, if you didn't see that, I do recommend you watch that now because I am going to spoil that. Yeah, he didn't do very well in that early game, or in that first game. So really not pulling himself enough together to defend that first, that first attack. Maybe just a little bit nervous, maybe just undefendable from the tactic he was going. I don't know. Anyway, the fact is that Socke got a pretty easy first game there, and that means that I am now rooting for Mr. AcRo to take a game back because, well, that's of course what I want. This is a best of 5. I want this to go to 5 games. And I really don't know. Maybe it's 3 games, maybe it's 4. Hopefully it's 5. And yeah, we are going to get the gateway up. Gateway should be coming up on both sides. There you go. The gateway is of course the only thing that you can really build at this point because, well, what else are you going to build? You can of course build another Nexus, but that's not gonna happen. Forge is completely useless against a Protoss opponent unless you're going for a cannon rush, so kind of push them with cannons. And then yeah, simulators and pylons, those aren't very useful either. So gateway really your only option, and that is why we always see this same opening. And of course then you can choose to either go for the expand, go for multiple gateways, or go for cybernetics core into tech. So yeah, normally that is the case. Well, obviously against a Protoss you want to go for, well, early warp gates. Well, against anyone you want to go for early warp gates because warp gates have less of a build time than normal gateways. Sorry, normal gateways. Normal gateways have well, just longer build time, and well, that limits the amount of troops you can put out. So yeah, warp gate research is really important, and that of course comes from the cybernetics core, which means that yeah, it's basically your only choice at this point. Yeah, so not a whole lot happening for now. That is unexplainable. No expansions will be coming out anytime soon because both of them know, well, you need a reasonable army first, so at least a few troops to keep your base and, well, maybe push the enemy base. They are going to put out the mothership cores, but we do have a Stargate coming up over here. Once again going for that Stargate. Stargate is of course a very good building to have because it has a lot of well, nice units in it, and we will see whether he can actually pull it off this time. The mothership core coming in. The mothership core cannot be attacked by another mothership core because they can only attack ground units, as it clearly states here. Targets ground, not ground and air. But they are very good at harassing. And well, we have a stalker and a zealot coming out. Of course, once you warp once you change the gateway into a warp gate, you get a free unit, and yeah, sometimes that is very useful to do at the right moment because it basically gives you two units at the same time. And wow, we are going to do a lot of harassment here on this one zealot that is defending. Is he going to have the same problem as before, where he went for that early Stargate, and is he going to be in trouble once again? It seems that, yeah, this time the enemy stalker goes down first. So this should be an easy, well, just defense. And this stalker might still go down to the mothership core, but the mothership core kind of forgot to attack there. It could have already taken out this stalker. And yeah, it is now going to die to the nothingness, well, to the Nexus plus stalker. So yeah, the stalker not getting taken out, even though he could have easily done that. A new stalker coming in though, and this old stalker is not going to be able to do that, to kill him, unless, yeah, he made a big mistake staying so long in the Nexus range. But yeah, it seems that this was all okay. It's not a big deal. This time did not lose a whole lot of stuff. Yeah, I focused on well, only one side of the map. I do realize that. I'm going to now go back here and watch the fight on the other side, because apparently there were some units taken out here as well. We're going to fast forward a little bit until we are back into the fight. I don't know how to rewind just small portions. It does seem to be very important. There we go. And we are going to go in with an Oracle here. Let's see what the Oracle does. Yeah, that is why he built that Stargate there. Just to have the Oracle very close to the base and immediately able to take out whatever is in this base. And as you can see, it is doing really well taking out these workers, because, well, the workers obviously can't attack back. There are no cannons, and it is going to die pretty quickly to this Stalker though. So there's that. But, well, we are still alive. It is still going to make it out, and it got 10 kills. So yeah, that's all there was to it. Yeah, I followed this fight because it was just better. I mean, it was a better fight. Plus, he made the same attack in the previous game. And this time, it did work out for our red player here. So he actually got ahead in this trade, 10-3. I think the blue player here now realizes that there is a Stargate somewhere on the map that is not in his base. Because he did scout the base, he did see that there was nothing there. And are we going to take out more? Run away! Oh, he survived. 4 more kills made. No! Why not just stick to the edge of the map? Oh my god, that was so close. 10 hit points left. And yeah, that is a big deal. So the other Oracle is still over here. That one has 10 kills. This one has 4. Definitely worth it. And I think the defense is going to be a little bit better this time, because, well, he can see him. He can see this this Oracle coming in. Yeah, didn't he see this pylon sitting here, or is he going to go in with the other one? No. The other one is also just out of here. Nope. This time it didn't work. I don't know why he stayed around this pylon so long. I mean, you know at that point that, well, you get scouted. Anyhow, we have Blink coming up for our blue player, which means that is the end of the harassment by the Oracles, because 1 Blink and he will totally annihilate the Oracle. That means that the Oracles are either going to have to retreat to the base and help with this army, because then they can still do some nice damage, or they have to wait till, well, the push comes in, because once he pushes up this ramp, all of the Stalkers are going to be in the front. And then he can come in the back with his Oracles and just, well, kill whatever's left. These Stalkers trying to scout around for the Oracle. The Oracle is not going to show itself though. Yeah, that's all good. We have a little bit of an army going on over here, but both of them now kind of focusing on getting their mineral intake better, because, well, expansions are coming up, well, workers are being created, and yeah, we even have some extra assimilators coming up. So all in all, yeah, it's kind of a relaxed phase now in the game, where we might see some harassment, might see some scouting in this case. Yeah, not a whole lot going on though. So we are going to take out this scout. No, he did not take it out. It is going to scout around the entire base and see what's going on. And then it will just time out. Poof, there it goes. Yeah, so not a big deal, but he did get to scout around. He did get to see what is up, what is the next move. He sees that there are no Dark Templar coming out, for example. Well, not to his knowledge. I mean, he can still hide the Dark Templar tech over here with the rest of his tech, because it's not like he has scouted very thoroughly. There's a hallucinated Phoenix coming in over here now. He did see the blink now, at least if he was paying attention, and I have to assume he was. But if he paid attention, he could have seen the blink going off. And here we go with the Dark Shrine. This is exactly what I expected from someone who's behind, because when you're behind, the Dark Shrine might actually make it work for you. Although, more often than not, it will just get annihilated. well, not the tech itself, but the Dark Templar will just get annihilated by, well, like one observer. Not actually sure if one observer is out though. Currently, well, we have an observer out. Okay, so no, not too big of a problem here. Yeah, it can actually work out really well with these those Dark Templar, and yeah, we are going to take down some more troops here. 20 worker skill total. That is the power of oracles if you know how to control them. Yeah, they are hard to control for the simple reason that they die to a stalker in no time flat, and unless your opponent really doesn't understand what he's doing, you're going to lose them quite early on, and then it's not worth it because they are relatively expensive. They're not super expensive. I mean, 150, 150, that is a pretty decent price to pay, but yeah, you can do a lot of damage with them. The problem is, of course, you have to kill quite a few probes with them to make them worth it. At least like 6, because otherwise it's not worth it. The Phoenix is of course more of a group unit, so you have you need to have a large group. That's all. You don't really need good micro for it or anything like that. Just as long as you have enough of them. I don't think this Oracle would be wise, by the way. Although, well, it might be, because there are a lot of units just in the front, and he is going to run into 3 stalkers, and here you will see it. It will go down immediately. There you go. Let's see, did it even take out? Yeah, it took out 3 workers. That's how fast it is, but still, that could have been much worse. It still loses him about 150 gas, well, compared to his opponent. Of course, if you keep taking out those workers all the time, yeah, that might actually work out for you. And how did he... What? He actually switched at the last moment. I really thought he was going for that. I thought he scouted it at some point and just was going to finish it off right now. But no, no, no. He didn't know that it was here and is probably not going to go for that. Oh, he is. No, he's not. Oh my god, he's going to just... Oh my god, he's going to kill himself if he loses because of that Stargate. But it doesn't seem to be the case. It seems that he has a pretty decent army here with 3 of these Immortals. And the Immortals, of course, do a lot of damage to buildings as well as to Stalkers. So yeah, we have 4 of them over here now. So they might actually just end up killing each other. The recall is made, and most of the units do get out. Well, most of the remaining units, I should say. We have an observer over here. We have, yeah, the units all over here. So yeah, 4 stalkers made it out, as well as 1 sentry, it seems. 2 sentries. And 2 of the Immortals. The Immortals, of course, take very little damage from enemy Immortals because they do 55 damage. Oh, 50 now. Yeah, yeah. They do 50 damage with the upgrade, they do 55. But 50 damage, and that gets reduced to 10 as long as they have shields up. So yeah, they should take very little damage from that. Of course, the problem with that is that if you have Stalkers or Zealots, Zealots are even worse, by the way, because Zealots have 2 attacks that do virtually no damage, but it will take down your shield very efficiently. And yeah, Stalkers, of course, only have 1 attack with very reasonable damage, but it gets reduced by 1/3 instead of the, well, was that 80% reduction on an Immortal shot. So you definitely don't want to do to go Immortals versus enemy Immortals. But yeah, if you have them, you might as well use them. So yeah, the Zealots, they are the worst enemy. They have 2 attacks from of 10 damage each. Now, I mean, that's with 2 upgrades, which means they do full damage. So they do 20 damage with each attack, basically. And yeah, the Immortals just get nothing out of that. They get nothing out of their shield. And that is, of course, well, the strength of the Immortal. We do have charge, which means that he can actually run into these Immortals straight up and kill them with the Zealots. We are going to take down the destructible rocks. he wants to have a nice wide opening, because then he can run in from and flank his opponent with his entire army, because he can run in with his entire army. And we have an attack coming in over here, as you can see, but that is not the attack I wanted to follow. We will go back and watch the other attack. As you can see, the Immortals are still alive, and he has quite a few of them. We have quite a nice amount of force fields going up. I don't know if those were offensive or defensive. It seems they were offensive, because he wanted to zone out the Immortals, and as you can see, the Immortals all go down. We still have 5 remaining here, and one of them doesn't have a shield, sure, but still, that's not going to matter at all. Yeah, and this is the GG coming out. Very nicely played by both of them, but especially, yeah, those Dark Templars really not doing anything. But especially by our red player here, he almost lost the base here, but stepped in right at that moment and then decided to counterattack and just did it so well. With that 2-pronged attack, you saw that that Socke here really was doubting where to go with his troops, because, well, of course we have full vision over this base, not over the other 2 bases. Let's go in and let's watch this attack, because this was actually very aggressive. Warp Prism is coming in, and this is well before this fight starts, because the army is still over here, and we are going to move up there, and then we are starting to warp in. And look at that, that is 7 zealots at the same time, and he's not attacking yet. He's going to wait for 7 more, oh actually 5 more, and with 12 zealots he's going to just move in there, do the damage. And look at how fast this Nexus melt. This is not fast forward, by the way. And yeah, after that it is pretty much over, because, well, all of these minerals are not going to be mined anymore. And, well, even though it's not a lot, so there's not a lot of mining going on, all of the mineral patches were still alive. So he did get quite a bit of minerals from that, although the time that still would have worked is pretty limited. It still was a nice amount. And as you can see, just taking out so many probes. 57 versus 32. The 32 was, of course, because of that attack on the bottom left base. 62 probes killed total, and yeah, that is just way too much to handle. Plus losing 2 bases, that is just, it's insane. But here a lot of the counter damage was done, and yeah, well, he came back very nicely from that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you for game number 3. GG.